These 8 skills separate weak product managers from the strong. No one is great at all of these skills from the get-go. Was I weak? Yes. But now, after 10 years and lots of mistakes, I am the strongest little product manager. And you can be too. I mean, strong, not short. While these are skills that advanced product managers have, they're also typical skills that you'll be evaluated on in PM interviews and performance reviews. The bar is just set lower for junior PMs, and as you get more practice and real-life experience, the bar for the skill set will rise as you move towards senior PM and beyond. Let's jump right into each skill, how the greats do them, where I've stumbled, and how to practice your way into product management greatness. Okay, here we go. Great product managers navigate ambiguity with ease. The PM is often the final decision maker, and very often those decisions will be made in the midst of uncertainty. Too much or too little info can fog your view, and if the answer was clear, they wouldn't need you, would they? Oh, the midst of uncertainty. I used to get stuck in analysis paralysis because I am a recovering perfectionist and overanalyzer. This is why Netflix once turned me down for a job, but that is an upcoming video. Here's how I became comfortable with the unknown and learned to reduce uncertainty whenever possible. For every project or decision, write down your assumptions and open questions. This is acknowledging what you don't know, the mist of uncertainty, if you will. Now take those unknowns and figure out ways to reduce uncertainty. These are just examples. The point is to make an exhaustive list of the places that you can find additional info, whether it's a database, a coworker's expertise, or even outside of your organization. Write it down, then seek out that info, reduce the uncertainty, and finally, make the decision. For me, this helped me make decisions with confidence. Great product managers can always articulate the sound reasoning behind their decisions, and most importantly, they make the decision. They don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. Now, I'll have more specific tips, templates, and helpful stuff on my Substack, links below, for all 8 of these product manager skills. But this video is short-ish and sweet. And if you appreciate that, you may want to subscribe to see more. Great product managers are fluent in data. I went to MIT, I was a data analyst, and then worked for one of the best data analytics companies around. I actually spoke data as my first language. But you don't need to be fluent in data. Just kidding, you totally do. Products and product managers that don't use data won't survive today. Even if you have a data team, you still need to be able to interpret the data, understand the nuances, and draw conclusions. But don't worry, you need not be born a data-speaking baby. Data tools are becoming incredibly easy to use. You just have to be curious and practice, because that's how babies learn new languages. So, get access to your company's data, learn how to use your data analytics tools, ask questions, find the answer in the data, then dig deeper, be curious, and practice your new language. Hopefully your product does spark your curiosity, but if it doesn't, find something that does. I'm not talking about quitting your job. Find some non-work data that does interest you. There are tons of public data sets like sports data, video games, whatever you're into. Be curious, ask questions, find the data, analyze it, and practice. Practice telling stories with data. You could even post it on the subreddit, Data is Beautiful. Now, as a PM, you want to review your metrics frequently and dig into all those metrics. Be curious, ask more questions. Data fluency is critical because data will gift you with insights that lead to product innovation, and you'll build stronger arguments and tell more compelling stories when you back everything up with data. Data helps product managers clearly communicate the most complex stories like nothing else does. And that's good because great product managers are clear communicators. I have a secret that people don't believe. I was once terrified of this. Well, the public part. Product managers are champions of communication, written, visual, and verbal. You are the voice of everyone, the customer, your product team, the company. You speak everyone's language, communicate clearly with everyone, and translate between the groups.
I already told you, I deal with the goddamn customers so the engineers don't have to. I have people's...
It starts with clarity. Understand the message. What is the key message you want to convey? Next, understand your audience and send the message with your audience's preferred style. Tech jargon for the techies, an executive summary for the busy execs, maybe a whiteboard breakdown of that complex jargon for the slightly less technical team selling that expensive jargon. And then there's presentations and public speaking. Dun, dun, dun. I used to wake up in a cold sweat every Tuesday, knowing at high noon, I was responsible for hosting a weekly company-wide meeting. Every week, the audience was bigger. A growing company with more employees, terrifying. But eventually, I got pretty okay at it. So much so that I gave keynote presentations at our company user conference. People would come up to me and say, "You're a natural." And I would say, "Yeah, thanks. I never woke up in a cold sweat and had months of paralyzing public speaking fear." It's just practice. If I could do it, so can you. And it feels so good to conquer your fears. It opened up a world of opportunities for me. I had to practice public speaking, but all forms of communication are critical for PMs. You can conquer your own fears or just accelerate your communication effectiveness by practicing and seeking out feedback. Ask each audience how you can be more clear in emails, slides, however you communicate. Speaking of feedback, I just started using Grammarly, and it tells me that I use too many words and not enough active voice. My communication journey continues. Great product managers are stupendous at execution. Execution, short for you get done, sometimes called delivery. This is managing a project to finish on time, on budget, and meeting all the requirements. Execution is everything about launching a product, minus the excuses. From setting realistic milestones to delivering your product to the hands of customers. Execution is doing whatever it takes to collaborate and coordinate with all your partners and stakeholders to ship your product. Execution is my product manager superpower. Poor execution leads to missed deadlines, buggy features, and pissed off teammates and customers. So we do whatever it takes to avoid all those bad things and deliver the finished product on time and pleasantly. How? Stay organized, write everything down. Goals, priorities, and milestones must be super clear. Keep track of action items. These are actions that are assigned to someone, an owner, a responsible party that you will follow up on to make sure they are on track. Practice estimating dev efforts with your team. And when your estimates are off, evaluate why you flew off the roadmap and consider those learnings next time. This exercise will help you get to know what's hard and what's less hard to build in your product area. Go a step further and hold retrospective meetings with your team to find areas for improvement for all of your work. I do these monthly and after big projects. I take these meetings very seriously to keep the team focused on a positive action plan for fixing the things that aren't working. Whoa. Retrospectives are not an angry venting session. What specifically went wrong and what can we do to prevent that from happening next time? If your team is not doing well at execution, a retrospective meeting is one of the best ways to figure out the root causes so you can fix the issues. And you want to do well at execution because what's a product manager who can't manage to launch products? Great product managers lead through influence. As you know, the word manager in product manager is just a cruel joke to remind you that you have no control, authority, or power over the people who you don't really manage. The engineers, designers, analysts, all of the people who you need to make your product don't work for you, and they don't need to listen to you. People say product managers need leadership skills, and this is true, but it's a particular category of leadership skills. You will need to lead through influence without authority and earn the trust and respect of a lot of people to get anything done. Unfortunately, there's no way to learn product influence. You just have to be born with it and have years of PM experience. Just kidding. I have a full course on product influence, links below, where I teach my 8 principles for leading through influence. There are a ton of practice tips, a cheat sheet, and even a practice tracker built into that course. The course is currently free, but not for long. So check it out. And there's also lots of great books on influence in general, like Influence Without Authority and How to Win Friends and Influence People. These are simple things that will make or break your product career. Plus, it's nice at the end of it all to have a variety of friends in high places who want to work with you again. Great product managers are strategic. As a young PM, I read the definition of strategy. Strategy is a detailed plan for achieving success, yada yada. I thought, oh, it's just a detailed plan? I already have a plan with lots of details. My roadmap, donezo. Wrong-o. In business and in product, your strategy should be more like a game plan than a to-do list. It doesn't just describe what you're going to do, it tells everyone why you're doing it and how it's going to help you win. Strategy can be one of the hardest skills to develop. I struggled for sure. But once I figured out what a strategy was for, writing product strategies got easier. Your strategy tells everyone what field you're all playing on and how you will play the game to win. And when you have a solid strategy, it keeps your team and stakeholders aligned and focused on achieving the same goal. It makes execution easier because everyone knows what they're supposed to do and why they're doing it, so distractions get minimized. It makes communication clearer if it's easy to remember and understand. Developing your product strategy muscle isn't just a nice to have for PMs. It is a requirement as you climb the ladder into more senior roles, leading bigger teams. To practice being strategic, get to know your business, your market, and your industry really well. Study your competitors. Subscribe to business and tech podcasts and newsletters to be inspired by stories of successful product strategies. Finally, practice writing a product strategy and get feedback from your manager, your team, and leadership to help you strengthen your strategy and make a more compelling game plan. Study, practice, get feedback. You got this. And I'll have links in my Substack to help you get started. Great product managers have excellent product sense. Product sense is the ability to sense and react to danger before it happens. Oh, sorry. That's Spidey sense. Product sense is the ability to think creatively and critically about a product's strengths and weaknesses. At a minimum, you need to have product sense about your own product, but great product managers can think creatively and critically about any product. You've probably been tested on this. Ready? Think about a product you like and tell me how you'd improve it if you were the PM. It's a basic PM interview question to check your product sense. Product sense boils down to an intuition about what makes great products great and bad products bad. When I was a new PM, my product area was the sign-up and onboarding flow. To develop my product sense, I went through the sign-up and onboarding flows for a ton of apps. I looked at everything from our competitors to apps known for having the best onboarding. And at the time, some of the best sign-up flows were dating sites, which was awkward to explain to my husband.
Are you signing up for Tinder?
Don't worry, babe. I'm working on my product sense. I'm taking screenshots and critiquing every step. What delights me? What frustrates me?
Does it delight you?
The best way to practice product sense is to observe the products around you that you use every day. What's the company's goal here? Did they nail it? What's great about this? What's lame? How would I change it if I was the PM? To develop product sense for your own product, take it a step deeper. Learn your tech stack to understand what's possible for your product. Take an honest look at customer feedback like chat support transcripts to uncover weaknesses in your product. And study UI UX best practices to assess how your product stacks up against the best user experiences. In time, you will have a product sixth sense to deliver not just a finished product, but a great product that your customer wants. Great product managers focus on the customer, always. This is the most crucial product manager skill. Focus on your customer means deeply understanding who they are and what problems they want to solve, so you can go build the thing. Here is Steve Jobs on that.
There's a lot of technology in search of a customer. In other words, a lot of companies do things because it's technically possible, but in the end, nobody cares. Nobody wants to buy them. And so we see a lot of that, technology in search of a customer. And I think the hard thing is to figure out what can be done, but also what people really want to do.
Many teams build products because it's technologically possible, but in the end, no one wants them. And that's why good product managers talk to customers a lot to get a deep understanding of who their customer is, how the world around them works, and what problems they have that the product could solve for them. As a new PM, one of my biggest failures came from not focusing on my customers. My job was to improve new user activation. And for my first project, I launched a big overhaul of the sign-up flow. A lot of really smart people in the company believed that this change would increase activation, so I just went with it. I worked with my design and engineering partners to build it, and 6 months later we launched, and nothing bleeping happened. Conversion didn't go up or down. We literally had zero impact. My fatal flaw? I didn't focus on the customer. Talking to customers would have made it obvious that this redesign wasn't solving a real problem. Rookie mistake, Sondra. After wasting a gigantic amount of time and resources, I did what I should have done from the start. I asked people what was holding them back. And talking to users revealed two real pain points. New users didn't understand how the product worked or how much it cost. So we redesigned the onboarding flow to give the customer the info that they wanted, and new user activation improved more than 20% in our A/B test. And that success went straight onto my resume of achievements. The 20% improvement part, not the part where I didn't talk to customers, made a feature no one cared about, and wasted a lot of time with an opportunity cost of, well, the customers that would have converted probably would have spent a lot of money by now. So talk to your customers as often as possible. Validate your assumptions, look at data, and do whatever it takes to develop that deep understanding and empathy for your customers. Again, for all of these skills, I have a list of resources and more ways to practice in my Substack. Links below. With practice, each of these skills will come easier and easier and guide your product career towards greatness. You got this.